Energy Secretary Chris Wright has announced a $625 million investment to help expand America's coal industry. Listen to this.
Coal just makes the world go round, and they've tried to strangle it, particularly the Biden administration. We're going to provide some funding to upgrade existing coal plants, keep them open, even add some pollution control so they run cleaner and better. We're going to remove some of these burdensome regulations or even outright bans from exporting coal out of our country. Coal is by far and away the world's largest source of electricity and will be for decades to come.
Former Energy Secretary under Trump, Dan Brouillette, joins me now. Dan, this is a real turnaround. For decades, coal was just vilified. My question is, wouldn't a vast expansion of coal use increase dramatically CO2 emissions?
Well, good morning, Stuart. Great to be with you. It really depends on what technology you're going to use. Stuart, I've been to places in Japan, for instance, that use technologies that have coal facilities located literally in residential districts. And the emissions profile of those facilities are actually less than some of our natural gas facilities around the world. So there are technologies that are available that allow coal to be used in a very clean fashion. And I think what you've seen over the last perhaps 2 decades is the vilification of things like coal, and it's through the use of language where the words make things like coal inherently dirty. They make it sound like it's inherently dirty, and renewables being inherently clean. That's simply not true.
Leads me to my next point. The Energy Department is adding the words climate change, green, decarbonization, adding this to the list of words to avoid. This is at the Department's Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy. Why are these words getting banned?
Well, Stuart, I think what the president's trying to do and what Secretary Chris Wright is trying to do is bring back some sense of neutrality to the science that department is charged with conducting day in and day out. You know, when agencies like the Department of Energy or perhaps the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, use the vocabulary of an activist community, what happens is that they tend to assume or tend to bring in the assumptions of those activists into their science. And we've seen that over and over and over again over the course of the last 2 decades. So I think what Secretary Wright and what the president are trying to do is simply remove those and let's get back to evidence-based science, not emotion-based science.
Is there science to back up the idea that the Earth is warming and that human activity, specifically fossil fuels, are responsible?
Look, I think there's good science that suggests that temperatures have moved up and down. Folks are pretty good at math and they can figure that out. What's lacking in the science at the moment is causation. What actually causes this in a very discrete, predictable way? That's where scientists are falling down, and I think there's a lot of work to be done. I applaud what the DOE is doing in its natural laboratories. We should continue the research and development, but let's not assume that all science is good science.
I always thought that President Trump wanted all forms of energy, just vastly increase the amount of energy that we've got going for us in America. But he's declared war on the wind industry. Can we do without wind? Is it right to just discard it and get rid of it?
We can do without certain forms of wind energy. Offshore wind in particular is incredibly expensive. And what the president, I think, is trying to do here, and I think he's correct, is to say we're not going to pursue those forms of energy that raise the cost to the consumer. And that's what offshore wind does. So his policy is absolutely correct in that sense. And I think, you know, what you see today with the Department of Energy supporting baseload electricity production through the use of, the encouragement of more coal production here in the United States is a good thing. Now, if we connect that to technologies that also reduce its emissions, we win. It's a twofer, if you will, Stuart. We win, and we win. And that's what the president is trying to accomplish here.
As the president says, sooner or later you get tired of winning. All right, Dan Brouillette, thanks for joining us. Always appreciate it. See you again soon.
See you, Stuart.